much in store. I mean, so much in store. Do not, don't leave this meeting, please and please. And we would also ask that you share the link with everyone, share on your WhatsApp status, let everybody know. We want to see us trend, So just share on your status, share on wherever social platform you're active, share the link so that more people will get to know this and join as well. I am grateful to Olamide, the founder of Lammlangue, for this opportunity. I am very, very grateful. Please do not hesitate to join back, just in case you have network glitching. Don't hesitate to join back, okay? Because the network is, just here and there. So just in case it glitches, please join us back, okay? Thank you so much.
Yay, I see all that excitement. Thank you everyone for joining in early. We're
Have your reactions. Let's have your reactions. Tell us how excited you are. You can drop a comment. Let us know how excited you are. Thank you so much, Sheyifumi. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Luatose. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's keep them coming. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. So without further ado, like I mentioned earlier, for those who are just joining us, my name is Temitope Adeoye. I am a brand manager. I'm also a realtor, a content creator, and one of the staff at Lammlangue. So we are here to celebrate Lammlangue's 4th anniversary. Those of you who have followed us on our social media platform, hi Sheyifumi, hi. We're happy to have you here. We are celebrating our 4th anniversary. You followed us on our social media platform. You know that that is what we are here for. So we're here to celebrate language. We're here to celebrate cultural connection. We're just here to celebrate Lammlangue and all the amazing things that Lammlangue has been able to achieve thus far. So quickly, we're going to have our opening prayers, because we know that without God, we can do nothing. We know that without God, we're really nothing. So we'll start with God, okay? So let us have our opening prayer quickly. All right, so let us pray in Jesus' name. For this one, I would actually like us to unmute so I can have responses. Please, I crave your indulgence. Please just unmute so that as I pray, you just give us your response. Thank you so much. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
In the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for a brand new day that you have made. We rejoice and we're glad in it. We thank you for another privilege to gather before you. We thank you for every good and perfect gift that you have blessed us with. We say, may your name be praised forever in the name of Jesus. We commit this webinar into your hands. So God, we ask that you will take absolute control from the beginning to the end, that your name and your name alone be glorified in the name of Jesus. Thank you, mighty God, for answers to prayers. For in Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Amen. All right. Thank you all so much. So if you check the comments, you would see the link to our program. It will be included shortly so that you can have the comments. Thank you, Tosin. Thank you for your reactions. Now we would be going to, before we even go further, I just want you to quickly just share with us, how did you hear about this event? How did you hear about this program? Of course, I'm seeing names of people that I don't know, and I would like to really, really know, how did you guys hear about this program? I will start. Who is going to talk first? Sheyifumi, let's have you. Sheyifumi, kindly unmute yourself. Tell us, how did you hear about this? Tell me.
My mom's friend told my mom about Miss Nami.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Thank you so, so much. Thank you. Mr. Taiwo, let's have you, sir. How did you hear about this program?
If you're speaking, we cannot hear you, Mr. Taiwo.
We can hear you, Mr. Taiwo. Hello, Mr. Taiwo. We see that you are unmuted.
I think he can put his comment in the chat, and maybe we can go on to minutes. I think it's just a network challenge.
All right. So, Rosemary Chidi, how did you hear about this program, please?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Very good. I got the link from my friend. A friend of mine just posted it not quite long, just let's say 10 minutes ago. And I was like, okay,
Oh,
let me
wow.
try it. So that was what happened.
Oh, wow. Thank you so, so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining.
Rosemary.
Despite the
welcome.
shorts, thank you
You're
so much.
welcome.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Funshaw, thank you, ma'am. Mr. Funshaw, let's hear from you. How did you hear about this program?
Hi guys, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
I've always followed Lammlangue since I think since inception. I don't know, I can't really remember when I started
Wow.
following. Yeah, Olamide is a friend of mine. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
wow.
great.
This is
Oh,
the
wow.
person who takes
Thank
a lot
you.
of good pictures. Thank you, my Lord Lens, for joining in.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Joy Bamson, how did you hear about this program?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, so I got a link from a friend, Mrs. Chi.
Oh, wow.
She mentioned her sister-in-law, which I'm seeing right now,
Okay.
talked about the program. So yeah, I'm here. I'm
Oh,
optimistic
wow. Wow,
to know
wow,
more
wow. That's
what this
amazing. That's
program entails.
amazing. Thank you so much for joining, Ma. Mosumola Ali, please, how did you hear about this program?
Okay, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Okay, so I think I've been a member for the session. Okay, I was
Wow.
part of the first student when I was teaching, and yeah, I got an invite as well.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for joining. We really appreciate you. Our guy is here, Mr. Olumide. Thank you so much for joining us.
Our
Thank you,
mentor.
sir.
Thank you for
Thank you, sir. We really appreciate your coming.
Good
Olu,
evening.
good evening, sir. Good evening. We're so
Good to
glad
be
to
here.
have you.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank you
for
very much.
joining.
Thank you, sir.
It's
That's a
good to be
privilege.
here. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Oluwatosin, please share with us, how did you hear about this program?
Olutosin Yemen.
Yes, but it's showing Oluwatosin, though. The name is showing
Oh,
Oluwatosin.
okay. So I think we have about 2 of them.
Oh, all right. That's fine.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, I apparently saw it on someone's status, so I decided to give it a try. That was yesterday, so
Oh, thank you so much for joining. Thank you very much. Really appreciate. All right. Thank you. We still see more people joining. We really appreciate it. Like I mentioned earlier, please, you can share the link with everyone. You can share on your status, your WhatsApp status, on every other platform that you're active, so that more people would join. Also, if you check in the comments, you would see our program for today. Please and please do not leave this program. We would really, really love to share so much with you that we have in store already. Without further ado, we're going to have our director's speech. So let us react, with all excitement. Let us welcome our director, Olamide Oyini. Let me see your reactions, please, 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 please. Let us welcome our director. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. Over to you, Ma.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, depends on when you're joining from. Thank you very much for making out time from your busy schedules to join us today. We're so excited and glad to have you here. So, quickly, I just want to tell a story because I'm a storyteller. I want to give you an intro into how we started Lammlangue, right? Lammlangue is basically a story of the gift of men and the gift of believing friends and the gift of grace. So, I should tell you a quick story of how I studied French. In 2015, I went to university to study French and I had no knowledge of French. So trust me, it was a very challenging journey. Tell me about failing and getting really poor grades. I was getting really poor grades. But it changed, right? Because one day I heard someone who was in a final year speaking French, and I just had a conversation with myself thinking, how did this person move from zero to here? She must have taken a path. And somewhere in my heart, I just had that conversation and I told myself, well, if this person can do it, I am sure I can do it. And trust me, that was the day I conquered French. My grades did not immediately improve. I was still getting grades that were not really too good. But over time, it got better. And eventually, I graduated university. I graduated with what I will call a pretty good grade. I graduated with a 2-1, right? And it was 2020. I went for my final year, and it was COVID. We were all in our homes, confined to our sitting room or our living rooms, or and just living with people. And I was having a conversation with my mentor, and he told me to write down some of the challenges or problems in the society and write out solutions that I could prefer with the skill set I had acquired. And I listed a few of them out in education, and that was how we created Lammlangue. So Lammlangue is actually a solution to education. So basically what we do is we are solving the problem. We help people bridge language gap. We are bringing a new perspective to language learning. And trust me, it has been a journey so far. And I don't want to give you too much information because we have a number of speakers available to take us on this journey. So just sit back. If you have your coffee, if you have your green tea, if you have your water, if you have a soda, and enjoy this webinar. Please make sure to participate. If you have questions, cheer on our speakers as they go on, and you are in for a very beautiful ride. Thank you very much for listening.
Wow, 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 wow. Please, I want to see your reactions. I mean, that is our director. I mean, my director, by the way, Olamide Oyini. Thank you so, so much, Ma, for sharing that with us. And like she said, yes, we have so much in store for you. Now, quickly, I want us to just go into the comments, and I want to ask you guys something, and I want to know this word. I'm going to drop a word for you guys. How do you pronounce that word? Okay, so I'm going to be calling anybody randomly. Okay, I'm going to call anybody randomly. How do you pronounce that word? Okay, who am I calling? Let me see. I know you guys, I mean, you guys know that is the name of our institute anyway. So who is pronouncing for us? Okay. Who do I call? Mr. Funshaw. How do you pronounce that word?
I was hoping you wouldn't call me, but something tells me you're gonna call me.
The
Lammlangue.
spirit came upon me. How do you pronounce that, sir?
Lammlangue.
Okay. I'm calling Olutosin. Please, how do you pronounce the word in the comment? How do you pronounce it? Sorry, we
Hi
didn't get that.
everyone. Lammlangue.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay. Thank you so much. Feitola Kende, how do you pronounce the word in the comments? Yes, 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 yes. Shefumi, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Okay, so before the director gave a speech, I would have said lamb long, but I heard I said lamb long, so I don't know which one to go for now. Yeah, but I
Okay,
said
you
lamb
have to
long.
choose.
Lamb
Okay.
long.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Lammlangue.
Hi. Hi,
Hi,
Teacher
hello.
Eric. Hi.
Greetings from Costa Rica.
Hi, we're so glad to have you.
Thank you
Please
for
let's
joining,
welcome
Eric.
Teacher Harry. Come
He's
in
one
with
of our
your
speakers.
reactions. We're so glad to have you, Teacher Harry. Thank you so much. We're glad you're here. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Okay, finally, I'm going to call one last person to, give us a pronunciation. Bob, please, let's have you. How do you pronounce the word?
Join.
Miss Bob, how do you pronounce the word?
Sheifumi has his hands up. Can you allow Sheifumi
Okay.
to try, please?
Okay. Sheifumi. Okay, you have the floor, Sheifumi. Let's hear you.
Lammlangue.
Okay, thank you. So I know that a number of us have tried our pronunciation, but we're gonna give the director so that she can correctly pronounce it for us so that we can know how it is pronounced henceforth. So over to you, Olamide. How do we pronounce that word?
Okay, thank you very much. The English community have Englishified this word, like we say Frenchified, emphasize the word, right? Trust me, I even joined every English person in Anglicizing the word. Now, it's a French word, lam long. Long in French means language or languages, right? So I joined every English speaker in calling it Lammlangue, but today we are putting it out there and telling everyone it is Lammlangue. So thank you,
Okay.
everyone. I've said Lammlangue for the most time, but it is Lammlangue. Thank you.
Okay, so now we have been educated better. We now know how to pronounce it. I was also part of those who also call it Lammlangue, okay? But now we know that it is Lammlangue. So let us learn this and let us, do better as we progress. Okay, so quickly, without wasting any more time, we're going to go to our first speaker. We're going to have our first speaker come up. And our first speaker is none other than Mr. Benga Ige. And I will quickly read his bio before we have him in. He's an FLE and ESL teacher currently based in France. He specializes in teaching foreign languages using the content and language integrated learning methodology. With over 6 years of teaching experience, he offers tailored English language and cultural content on his YouTube channel, and he has worked in various educational roles in public and private schools in Nigeria. For other amazing things that he does, you can check out his website at http://dearbenga.com. So we unfortunately do not have Mr. Benga on seat because he's tied up with so many things, but we have a recording for him that we're going to be playing. Mr. Benga extends his apologies for not being able to join us because of so much that he has, but he has done us good by sharing his video with us. So Mr. Benga is going to be sharing with us on the topic bilingualism and career opportunities. Okay, so let's have the video right up.
Tous, j'espère que vous allez. Bonjour
Can
à
we all see
toutes
the
et à
screen?
tous, j'espère que vous allez bien.
Please confirm that you can see the screen. Please share us a comment. Let us know that you can see the screen. Can we see the screen?
So we have Mr. Agbenga's
Yeah, we
wife
can see it.
sending us our apologies. Please, we have her there. So Mr. Agbenga is currently volunteering in the Olympics in Paris. and he had to do a pre-recorded video. So he's not here with us, but he's sending us all his love, and his wife is here with us. So thank you very much. Now let's go right into Mr. Benga's video. Okay, please let me know if you can see it and if you can hear it.
Bonjour à toutes et à tous, j'espère que vous allez bien. I'm super delighted to be here today at Lammlangue's 4th anniversary, and thank you so much, Olamide, Miss Olamide, who is the founder and director of Lammlangue, who is also a great teacher, by the way. Thank you for inviting me to the year. I hope everyone is doing great. My name is Benga Ige. I like to describe myself as a teacher. At the moment, I teach English language in France, and I also teach French language on my YouTube channel and on my website to learners all around the world. I'm also a part-time content creator. I create content around culture of Francophone countries, cities, and everything around the Francophone world. So I speak English language, je parle français, moi de Yoruba. Perhaps I should give a concrete example that happened recently. So I've been working on a project called Pourquoi la France. It's a project where I intend to visit all the major cities in France and in Francophone countries to show the culture, the history, the tradition of these places, and to convince viewers, to give them reasons to visit this city. So I titled it Pourquoi la France? So I just Pourquoi plus the city. And in our last episode, we were in Lyon, and I spoke to different people from different countries, from Switzerland, Germany, Belgium, Greece, Korea, and so on. And the fact that I could speak French and English, because there were people who could only speak English, or just Anglophones that didn't understand French, while there were others who only spoke French. The fact that I could speak English and French, it was easy for me to have conversations with them, ask questions. And I actually met a young German couple who only spoke German. So they didn't speak English, they didn't speak French, and it was difficult for us to converse. I couldn't actually have a chat with them. So imagine if I could speak German. And I could extend this project to German and even visit Berlin and other cities there. So being bilingual really has so many advantages, regardless of the field you find yourself. Perhaps another concrete example is I'm currently volunteering for the Olympic Games, and the fact that we have people from different parts of the world, the fact that I spoke English and French, I was able to talk to the English speaking. In fact, I think English is even the global language because people from Brazil, from different, it seems like English is the language that actually brings everyone together. So the fact that I could speak English and French, I could relate in French to French speakers, I could relate in English to non-French speakers, and it's such a great privilege and an experience to be able to attend to spectators' needs in both languages. Now, there's so many challenges to language learning, especially for professionals that are busy. By the way, let me know if you're learning any language. Let me know in the comment section. What are some challenges you face or someone close to you is currently facing in language learning? But I think one of the, because I also teach professionals French, and I think the general concern, the general problem has always been time. Everyone is busy with different things they're working on, their full-time jobs and all of you. And I always say that the best way, the best solution to this program is to see language learning as a journey, as a daily journey. So instead of having, say, studying French or English or whatever language you're learning for 1 hour weekly, why not say 10 minutes daily? I believe that would be more effective than having 1 hour daily. So if we could sacrifice 5 or 10 minutes daily to language learning, it could actually be a solution to the problem of, oh, I don't have time. Oh, numerous opportunities in education, like in my case, in journalism, in international development, in tech, in data analytics, in artificial intelligence, machine learning. In what of you, there's so many opportunities. Like Professor Remishinaya, we always say, whatever you're learning, learn it well. And see French as an added advantage, or whatever language you're learning. See it as an added advantage to whatever you want to do. So don't just focus on acquiring the language, but see the language as a tool to make you stand out in your field. So if you're a fashion designer, your knowledge of French could be a plus for you. So imagine there are 20 fashion designers and there's just you who could speak one, two, or three, or four languages. What do you think has higher prospect to reach out to the Francophone audience, especially when you're good? When you learn it and you're good at what you do, the language will be an added advantage for you to reach out to even Francophone clients around the world. And that's just one example. Imagine you're a journalist who speaks 2, 3, 4 languages. Of course, you'll be sent to missions around the world. Imagine you're into tech and you can relate in French and Spanish or German. Of course, it will be easier for you to work with your French team in France or with your Spanish speaking team, whether in Mexico, in Spain, or your Portuguese speaking team in Brazil or in Portugal, and so on. So I believe French or any language you're learning is a plus to whatever skill you're acquiring. So I'm not just a teacher, like I said, I'm also into content creation, and that has helped me.
Hello, everyone. Apologies. I just got a feedback that the video was frozen for a while. Was it frozen at your end? Can you still see? Hello, can I get feedback, please? Was the video frozen for a while?
Yeah,
It was
it's
completely
frozen.
good on my side.
Oh, it's good at your end. Okay, thank you.
It's a plus to whatever skill you're acquiring. So I'm not just a teacher, like I said, I'm also into content creation, and that has helped me sharpen my video production, video editing skills. I edit all my videos myself, and I also edit videos for brands. So the fact that I could speak French has also helped me to also edit videos for even French brands and English speaking brands, because it's easier to communicate with the team. Although this is not proven, this hasn't been proven yet, but I think podcasts are a very powerful way of acquiring a language, especially when you're imitating. When you listen and you repeat, you imitate. I have a couple of students that I recommended some podcasts to, and I could see the great difference that has made in especially their accent, the pronunciation of their words. It is really, really, really evident. So I say podcasts are powerful. PAP. So there's so many apps right now, even aside Duolingo, that you can use to improve your language learning. I'm sure Ms. Olamide will talk about this further. There's so many apps. By the way, let me know, which app are you using to learn French, or how have you been learning French, or whatever language you've been learning? Let us know in the comment section. Again, thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here. Thank you so much, Ms. Olamide, for inviting me. And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thanks for your participation. Et je vous dis à très bientôt.
Yay! Can we drop some emoji? How was that session?
Okay. Amazing. We heard from Mr. Winga. I mean, what did you learn from that video? What did you learn? Please share with us in the comments. Let us know. Thank you, Mercy, for joining us. We're so glad to have you here. We're really glad. Okay, let us drop our comments. For those of you who are learning another language, what app do you use to learn? Okay, and also what language are you learning? I mean, we're celebrating cultural and language diversity here. Okay, I see so many saying Duolingo. All right, Jayola says Duolingo. Sheyi Fumi Duolingo. Emerald League. Wow, amazing. So what lesson rather did you get from hearing Mr. Gbenga? Who wants to share with us? What did you get hearing Mr. Gbenga? Oh, Duolingo, you're learning German. Wow. Live webinars, teacher Eric. Wow, amazing. So who wants to share? With us?
I think Duolingo is the most favorite. Duolingo is actually the most used education.
I know, right?
In the world, in the whole world. So can you imagine how many people are learning languages in the world? Duolingo started in 2011, and for them to be the leading educational app, not the leading language app, the leading educational app, that means everyone, practically everyone is learning a foreign language now, or not just even a foreign language, even indigenous language. That's amazing. So we have a comment in the chat from Mrs. Faintola here. She says a major challenge is not having someone to converse regularly with in that language. And I think I would like to speak to that. You know why? People always, this is something always said in the language learning community. Yes, I'm learning a language. How do I keep up? Which is a very relevant question. Now, I'll give you a very practical example that I always give my students. Benga already told us something in the video. Use podcasts. But first of all, I ask, why are you learning a language? People say, I like it, I want to travel, I just want to write an exam. If you're learning the language just to sit an exam, I promise you, after taking the exam, you will really not have any reason to keep going. But if you're learning the language because your objective is to be able to communicate, which means you should be able to hear, you should be able to have conversations, you should be able to read and write in the language, then you want to be in a community. First of all, you need a community to thrive. You need to be part of a community, people who have the same language goals as you. There are so many communities out there. We have a Lammlangue community. Benga has the Rapid French community where they drop videos. You watch this video in French. You drop. Okay, what did you learn? How was this? How did you find it? Where you express yourself in the language you are learning. There are also podcasts. Podcast is so important. Like Benga said, when you listen to Duolingo podcast, I see why Duolingo is one of the leading education apps. Trust me, if you listen to Duolingo podcast, you're being taken on a journey. Someone is going to give you perspective or context in English, then you hear them talking in intermediate French. There is a transcript for it, so you can literally follow the story. Sometimes you even have to call out the meaning of difficult words for you. So Duolingo is really, really acing it. Trust me, when it comes to language learning, you can use Duolingo podcast. Even Benga has his own podcast. There are numerous podcasts that you can use. The moment you begin to learn a foreign language, the next thing you need is community. If you are learning a language school, you want to be in the community, and there are YouTube channels that you can watch. And I'll give you this hack that I have. You may not take it, but it works, because I have left university for 5 years. And I live in an Anglophone country. So how do you think I get to keep up with my French? How come I am able to teach French, prepare people for exams, and do all the things that I do? How? It's been 4 years away from university and I can still speak French. Let me tell you this hack. You may not believe me, but I speak French to myself. And maybe it's because I love French, but every day I'm on my computer working and I think in French, I talk in French, I have conversations in French. I'm looking for something and I'm like, où est mon téléphone, où est mon portable, je ne sais pas, je dois faire quelque chose, et ainsi de suite. I think in French. It makes it more natural when you begin to think in French. So thank you very much for that beautiful session. So Mrs. Faintola, I don't know if that was if Word said something for you, please try out Duolingo. If you're not on Duolingo, you should be on Duolingo right away. Trust me. I will see. If you look at the chat, I don't see any other person who mentioned any other app besides Duolingo, because Duolingo is really leading in language learning. So thank you very much for that session, Benga. Thank you for listening. Does anyone have any comments, any questions, anything you want to say about the opportunities that being bilingual opens up to you? You can see Benga spoke about opportunities in journalism as a journalist. Look at him being able to work for French brands, right? As a fashion designer, you're able to work for more brands. He spoke about even if you're a handyman, you have skill sets. The moment you are able to speak a language, it just opens you up to more opportunities in tech. In tech, they need technical support for people in Germany, for people in Japan. Microsoft, there was a time Microsoft reached out to me, someone reached out to me to become a member of a group and asked me to send my CV, right? But imagine, I had French, but I didn't have the tech knowledge to jump in. So it would have been easy for me to start taking courses in tech and, start a career in tech, because I already know French, I can speak French, and I have basic knowledge of Spanish and German. So imagine this webinar is also to open up our minds towards learning languages. If you go to Europe, you will find out that most people are at least bilingual. Someone who speaks French also speaks English. I'm not saying everyone, but I'm saying a large number of them. People who speak French also speak German. It's just something you will find happening in Europe. And we're bringing it down to Africa so that we can catch up. And I'm encouraging you, if you have been stalling on your language goal, this is that go ahead you've been waiting for. So thank you very much again for that insightful session, Benga. We can drop our emojis, question, comment in the chat if you want to.
Yes, Mrs. Feintola says being bilingual gives you a good leverage in whatever you do. Exactly, exactly. Thank you all so much. Quickly, we're going to take a few questions that we got, because when we asked you to fill the form, we also asked you questions that you would like to get answered. We'll just say 2 or 3 of them. Over to you, Miss Lamy.
Okay, thank you very much. So imagine the first question I'm taking here that someone asked. It says, what are your thoughts on apps like Duolingo, which claim to teach languages? Do you all see what we're talking about, Duolingo? Right. In the person's example, Duolingo is the example. Now, I can tell you what Duolingo does as a French teacher or as a language teacher myself. Duolingo may not teach you, right? Duolingo is an app that allows you to practice. Duolingo can claim that it teaches you it claims to teach languages if you know how to use the app. I am a language teacher, so I know how to acquire knowledge. When using Duolingo, I know how to learn Spanish on Duolingo. Now, I met Eric, who's Spanish speaking, and Eric was really commending my Spanish and like, oh, are you taking Spanish classes? Where are you learning? But I'm telling Eric, oh, Eric, I'm not taking Spanish classes. I'm actually learning on Duolingo, and I watched some videos on YouTube, and like, oh, for real? Yes. But this is the thing. I'm a language teacher. So I know how to draw out a curriculum for Duolingo and make the best of the app. So Duolingo is a very good app, but it is for practice. If you want to learn a language, you can start with Duolingo, but you need a teacher, a language teacher. So I hope I've been able to answer that question. Okay. I have another question here that says, easiest way to learn a new language. Trust me, the easiest way to learn a new language is to get a teacher. Okay, don't try to do it on your own. Get a teacher. A teacher can provide guidance for you. A teacher literally has a pathway to your destination. You are here and you want to get there. There's a curriculum, which is a pathway. A teacher will walk you through it and help you achieve that goal. So I will always say the easiest way to learn a language is register for language classes. And thanks to remote lessons, you don't have to go to Alliance Française physically. You don't have to go to French Institute. You don't have to go to Goethe Institute to learn German. You don't have to travel to Spain to learn Spanish. From the comfort of your home, COVID has opened up the world to a whole new era, right? From the comfort of your home, you can learn a language. So thank you very much. I think I'll take those 2 questions for now. Okay, I have one that says, how do I become fluent in French in a space of 6 months? I would like to take this question, right? Because people need to understand fluency, right? So when learning languages, there are parameters for measuring languages. We have levels A, B, and C. A1, A2 is called the beginner level. It means you can have basic conversations. You can introduce yourself. You can ask for directions. You can talk about your day. You can talk about your job. You can talk about your family. Now, I want to ask, if someone is able to have these conversations in English, does that mean you are fluent in a language? There's no yes or no answer to that. I will say you have basic knowledge of the language. Then B, intermediate. You can talk about the news. You can talk about a disaster. You can talk in the present tense, future tense, past tense. You can give reported speech. You can have more complex conversations about the economy, about government, about money, about politics. But when we say advanced, it means we can literally tap you from your sleep, and you can listen to the news. You're not going to complain that it's too fast. You can have any conversation in that language. So when people say, how do I become fluent in French in 6 months? I tell people, if I teach you French in 1 month, at the end of 1 month, you are going to be able to speak French. But how much knowledge or vocabulary would you have amassed at the end of 1 month? Will you say you have become fluent in 1 month? So I hope I've been able to answer this question. I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you, right? So when we're measuring language parameters, instead of saying, I want to learn in 6 months, I want to learn in 8 months, we can begin to say, how do I get an A1 level? How do I get a B1 level? How do I become an intermediate speaker? And how do I become an advanced speaker? That way, it will be easier to measure your language progress. Thank you very much for that session.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Lamy. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. I know a number of us use Duolingo, and for those of us who have been using it consistently, it has really been a game changer. I can absolutely tell you this for free. It is a game changer. How many days or how many months have you been using Duolingo? Please share with us. Please share with us. I have 913 day streak.
Hey, I think I have
913.
604 days streak.
Okay, so share with me. Share with me. How many day streak do you have?
Me, how many days streak do you have? Who else is on Duolingo? Come on, all
I
my
use
Duolingo
mine.
buddies.
I have. So let's go. Let's go. Share with
I have
us on the comments.
605.
Wow, amazing, amazing.
Oh, she lost her streak
So
yesterday.
sorry. So sorry. Don't worry. You continue. You would absolutely continue. Okay. There's no stopping. We're not stopping for anything. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. For those of you who joined while we were talking, we're really grateful that you're here. Thank you so much. Quickly, we're going to share with you one of our impact story that we are so proud to share with you all. As much as we are talking about, we're celebrating 4 years, we also want to share with you our success story. So I will be sharing my screen now. Do well to let me know that you can actually see my screen. Please let me know in the comments when you can see my screen, please. Can you all see my screen? Please let me know in the comments. Can you see my screen?
I can see it now.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's go. Can you hear as well, please?
Yes, ma'am, we can. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Transform your networking experience with My Smart Card. Streamline your connections effortlessly with our intuitive CRM and invoicing system.
Transformez votre expérience de la gestion du réseau avec My Smart Card. Rationalisez vos connexions grâce à notre système de gestion de la relation client et de facturation intuitive. Partagez vos propositions, vos portefeuilles et des profils de réseaux sociaux sans difficulté d'un clic ou d'un scan. Dites adieu aux cartes papier traditionnelles et accueillez une nouvelle ère de connexion rentable. Notre plateforme est parfaite pour les individus ou les équipes. Plus de 1000 entreprises ont été mises à niveau. Visitez www.mysmartcard.ce tout de suite.
Okay, thank you all so much. Let's have the emojis. I mean, it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years. Let's have your reactions. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you all so, so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I mean, we've had so many of our clients, our students work with us so far. They've trusted us and they've become fluent. I mean, it's amazing, and we are so, so grateful for your belief in us and working with us, and then we are seeing the results. All right, so we're going to the next in our program. The link to the program is in the comments, so you can just click on the link and download it, okay? Next, we're going to have our next speaker, Teacher Eric, all the way from Costa Rica. Okay, so before we invite him to the platform, let me quickly read his bio, okay? All right. So Mr. Eric is an experienced English teacher from Costa Rica with 14 years of dedicated service at MEP. He holds a licentiate degree and MT6 certificate, complemented by a prestigious SIT TESOL certificate. He presented at the English conference at CCCN and showcased his work at TEC, which was featured in a digital magazine. His contributions extend globally as a presenter in virtual workshops at IELTA Egypt, A+ educators in Nigeria, Oxford University in India, and Mr. Eric recently presented at the 8th Africa ELTA conference in Cairo, Egypt, where he engaged as a speaker. Notably, he serves as the country coordinator for the Global Educational Network in Costa Rica. So let us welcome Mr. Eric. Let us welcome him. He's going to have an interactive section with Miss Lamy. Let's go.
Hello, Eric. Hi, hi, hi.
How you doing? I'm so excited of being here with all of you, sharing my experience, my journey, as you were talking during the previous presentations. So let's see how it goes. And I'm really glad to be here with you.
Okay, thank you so much, Eric. So I am really excited to have this conversation with Eric. So Eric and I are just going to be having a chit chat, and I want you all to sit back and enjoy it because Eric is Spanish speaking, and now Eric has learned English and is also an English teacher. So for you to be an English teacher, you are not trying to find your way about around English. It means you have acquired a very good level of English. And Eric has been an amazing teacher contributing to education for 14 years. So Eric, how are you doing today? I hope you're well.
Well, I'm pretty well. I'm so excited, as I said before. So let's see how it goes. And
Okay.
let's hear. And I want to see people commenting in the chat box.
Okay, you heard Eric. Say something, say something. All right, thank you. So Eric, I'd like to ask, like, you learned English. Why? Why did you decide to learn English? What was your motivation for learning English? Can you tell us?
Yeah, for sure. Well, at the beginning, my initial motivation for learning English was driven by a combination of factors. I understood that English is a global language, and being proficient in it would open up many opportunities for me. And I knew it didn't matter the career I could have chosen at that moment. English is an obligation nowadays.
Oh, wow. So you heard Eric say it again. He knew that having knowledge of English language was going to open more opportunities for him. And what did Eric do? He took the bull by the horn. He started to
Yeah.
learn English.
Yeah, actually, I tell my students, so when you teach English, it's important to give a purpose for that. So you're learning English not to get 100 in the exam. You're learning English for the future. So take advantage of this. Now,
Wow.
at school, it's for free. At university, it's for free. Well, at high school. At university, you have to pay for that. But also, we have public universities, and that's for free as well. And we do have excellent teachers here in Costa Rica. So, and that's the main goal of, well, in our case, as teachers, to implement that motivation in our classes for our students.
Yes. Thank you, Eric. And as a teacher, it's something I can relate to, giving your students that motivation, helping them find their why. Why are you learning a language? Thank you, Eric. So, Eric, as someone who has had to learn a few foreign languages myself, I have faced so many challenges, and I know that everyone who has learned a language has faced languages. I've also faced different challenges, right? If you have faced language challenges, you can drop comments in the session, like Eric said. Yes, it was challenging. So, Eric, can you tell us some of the challenges you faced when you first started learning English? What were the challenges you faced, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, for sure. Well, one of the biggest challenges I faced when I first started learning English was understanding and using the grammar rules. Okay, so that was a huge problem at the beginning. So English grammar can be quite complex and different from my native language. So it was difficult at the beginning. You know, something I wanted to share why I decided to learn English at the beginning of my career. Can I just go back to the first question?
Okay, so I was asking the challenge, a major challenge, or some of the challenges you faced when learning, and how did you overcome these challenges when you started learning English?
Okay, well, let's continue talking about challenges. Okay, another challenge was building my vocabulary. I overcame this by making a habit of reading books and watching English more with subtitles. Something that is really helpful for me is my Facebook page. So, as
Okay.
teacher see, so you can find my Facebook page. Since 2018, I have been posting vocabulary, idioms, expressions, and a lot of people take advantage of them. And I am the first one who does it. When I see something new, I investigate, I search for information, and I post it on my Facebook page. And I
Wow.
learn by posting at the same time. And I
Oh,
let people learn from me as well.
wow.
Also, another one is about speaking and listening. For sure, very difficult. They were difficult at the beginning. Well, I wasn't used to the different accents and speed of native speakers. So that's a problem we are facing nowadays. So contractions and everything. So it's not only that you need to think in English, and then you need to say it in English. Well, in our case at the beginning, so we need to think in Spanish and then try to translate it. And sometimes we struggle with the, let's say, the correct phrase or sentence to use in a conversation. But when you switch that cassette the other way around, and you know that you need to think in English, so it's different. And actually, when you are having a conversation, that's the same. So you listened and then you answer. You listen to the person and then you answer and you continue the conversation. So overall, to about this,
Yeah.
perseverance and
Okay.
consistent. And
Ah.
also can-do attitude. Can-do
Mm.
attitude, very important. Word key to overcome these challenges. And at the end, confidence in my English skills.
Wow. Thank you so much, Teacher Eric, for sharing. So you heard something about the can-do attitude. Let me tell you something about language learning. Language learning will humble you. You may have thrived, been through medical school, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're in tech, and you think you've had all these difficult challenges. When you start learning grammar rules of the language, I promise you, we have an amazing speaker coming up next who's an English teacher. We are in an Anglophone country. You think you're English speaking, but if Bolaji begins to take you through the rules, you're going to be like, can I get my school fees back? I don't think I know any English. Okay. So imagine you as an adult who has bills to pay, learning a language. Eric spoke about perseverance because it takes consistency and the can-do attitude to definitely learn a language. Thank you so much for sharing, Eric.
It takes time, a lot of
It takes
time.
time. Yes. So
Yeah.
people who come to my DM and say, "Hi, please, I want to go to Canada. Can I learn French in 3 months?" And I'm like, "Wow, I gave up 4 years of my life in university to learn this language, and you want me to squeeze it in all this knowledge into you in 2 months? I am not a miracle worker. God is the only miracle worker I know." All right, that is good. So I want to ask a question, Lab, about your background in Spanish. Do you think your background in Spanish influenced your approach to learning English or your approach to teaching English? Let me give an example, right? I have learned French. So my background in French has influenced my ability to learn Spanish. Why? Some of the words are similar, the grammar rules are similar. So it's not as challenging as learning Spanish as when I started learning French. It was French and English are worlds apart. If you ever try to translate a word, if you ever try to translate a sentence word for word, you are going to end up confused and lose the meaning. So I want to know, has your background in Spanish as a Spanish speaker, did it affect you? Did it help? Did it contribute in any way to you learning English? I don't know. Was it helpful or not at all?
No, yeah, for sure. Actually, if you learned, well, in my case, here in Costa Rica, so the main language is Spanish, as you said. So we cannot even say that English is a second language here. Actually, it's a little bit complicated to practice it. In Central America, all of the countries speak Spanish, so you know. But
Wow.
if I talk about my background as a Spanish speaker,
Yeah.
well, it had a significant influence on my approach for learning and teaching English. And I'm going to give you some examples, similarities and differences between Spanish and English. Now, you already know about cognates, okay? Actually, they are very useful. Now, what are cognates? Words that have similar meanings and spellings, okay? So I often used these as a bridge to expand my vocabulary. And remember that also we have false cognates, so we need to be careful on that. And we need to investigate, and we need to search for information. So and that helps a lot with a vocabulary. Eh, Another thing here is a pronunciation. So let's say
Okay.
in English, each letter has a particular sound, as Spanish does. Then Spanish is a phonetic language where words are pronounced as they are written. So that's easier. In that case, that's easier than English, and that's easier than French. Actually, I
Way
understand.
easier than French.
Okay,
French
in
is
French,
actually a very difficult
yeah,
language.
totally
I
different.
think
But in English, yeah, but in English, that is different. So I practiced listening to native speakers, repeating phrases, and using phonetic exercises to improve my pronunciation. Another important detail here is grammar. Okay, so grammar was another area where my Spanish background played a role, an important role. Spanish and English have different sentence structures and verb conjugations, which can be confusing, okay, for people. Now, I understand why people say learning English is easier than learning Spanish. Actually, Spanish is complicated.
Okay. Thank you, Eric. I think I want to chip something in here. Did you hear him talk about conjugation, grammar rules, and all that? I have been English speaking all my life, but when I got into university, I was schooled. I got an education because my mind was opened to different parts of the language. I had to learn conjugation. I promise you, before going to university, I didn't know it was called conjugation, right? But I knew I used to conjugate. I could conjugate, but I didn't know that that was called conjugation. You, you know how you say, I am, you are, we are, they are.
Yeah.
That is what we call conjugation, but you may not even know till you find yourself in a language class. So I just want to say, Eric, thank you very much for this amazing time of sharing your story with us. And I mean, this is Eric having a conversation with us, and everyone is able to understand Eric. So this is to inspire you who desires to learn a foreign language, and you feel like, oh, I'm an adult, I have bills to pay, I have other courses I'm taking. How long will it take for me to learn a language? When will I become fluent? This is Eric having conversations with us, and everyone was able to understand him. So I hope Eric's journey as a language learner and also a language teacher inspires you to stop putting off that language learning goal. Start now. Start in 2024. Start now. Okay. Thank you very much, Eric. Can we all give Eric a round of applause? Can you celebrate him? Can you drop feedback, questions in the comment section? What do you think? What stood out for you from Eric's story? If you have anything to say, you can put that in. And over to you, Miss Melody.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Teacher Eric. Thank you, Miss Lamy. Thank you so much. Thank you for your reactions. Does anyone have questions for Teacher Eric? Please drop in the comments so he can do justice to them. Thank you all so much. And whatever lesson that you have learned from his story. I mean, he shared his personal story. So do well to drop also in the comments as well so we can read them. Okay. If you want to share, I mean, you want to unmute so that you can share as well, that's fine.
Can
So
I
who
share
is going?
something else?
Yes, please.
Just, yeah. Okay. So I would like to mention that, well, in my case, looking back on my journey, the advice I would give to others starting to
Okay.
learn English as a second language is to be patient. Okay, so we were mentioning
Yeah.
learning a new language takes time, and it's important to stay motivated and keep practicing, even when it feels challenging. The more you expose yourself to the language, the more natural it will become. Another important tip is not to be afraid of making mistakes. In my case,
Yeah.
probably I make mistakes when I speak English. Well, that's not my first language, as I said before.
Yeah.
But I remember when I attended an English conference, and there the presenter said, it's not accent, it's not pronunciation. At the end, the most important is to send the message. If you
Yeah.
can communicate, you are doing it great.
Mm-hmm.
Mistakes are a natural part of the learning process. Use them as opportunities to learn and improve. Practice speaking with others. Okay? That's my advice.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Eric.
you.
I think I want to add something to what Eric said. When I teach the younger ones, when I teach children and teenagers, it's easier for them to learn. Why? Their mind they still maintain their innocence. They're not too conscious of themselves. They are able to express themselves without the fear of making mistakes. But sometimes your adult mind wants to get everything right from the beginning. And you hear people say, why am I not speaking? Oh, I'm not speaking because I don't want to make mistakes. And I'm like, oh, well, if you understood the language, you wouldn't be in a language class. So if you are in a language class, it is because you want to learn. And learning is failing is part of learning. So I think it's also something I like to talk about. What is failure? How have you all defined failure? And why is everyone so afraid to fail? So if you're learning a language, I encourage you, do not be ashamed to make mistakes whenever you want to speak a language. Trust me, in French, we say c'est en forgeant qu'on devient forgeron. It can literally translate that as practice makes perfect, right? So while you practice and you make mistakes, if you get corrected the first time, yeah, chances are you won't forget that. But if you get corrected the second time, I promise you it will stick. So do not be ashamed to make mistakes. Thank you so much, Eric, for sharing. Can we all just celebrate Eric again for that insightful session that we had? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Miss Lamy, if you want to talk to me directly. If you
Aha!
want to talk to me
This
directly.
is a
So
dropout.
the
She has been learning French for 2
thing
years. She's a dropout. She comes back to school and then she drops out again. And then she would tell
So
me, imagine someone who takes a few classes and then she would tell me, oh, I don't want to make mistakes. You know what I always think? I always think that I don't get it right. And I'm like, excuse me, I did 4 years on this thing. You've not successfully done 2 months and you're always telling me about mistakes. Just learn. Just learn. Just learn. And that's what we do at
Okay.
Lammlangue. We create really friendly environments, okay, where you are comfortable enough to make your mistakes and no one laughs at you, no one mocks you.
Yeah.
Okay, the journey, we encourage you and we cheer you on as you learn. Thank you very much, Miss Melody. Over to you.
All right. So having successfully called me out, I can say that I have begun my journey again in learning French and taking it seriously. And like she said, I have been on the journey. As much as I was very passionate about French, I've always loved learning. I've always just loved the language. And thank God that I did not allow my French teacher. A number of us had French teachers in schools. Let me know. My French teacher was so wicked. She almost killed my love for French. She almost killed it, but thank God for God. The love remained. And thank God for having someone like Miss Lamy who was always there, to support, always there to give guidance. Okay, do it like this, use Duolingo, check this video, look at this material, so all of that has actually helped in the journey. And then, like Teacher Eric said, don't be afraid to fail, don't be afraid to make mistakes. I think that is one thing that has really been holding me back personally, because I always like, I need to get it right, but I need to also remember that it is not my first language, right? And it is okay to make mistakes. So thank you, Teacher Eric. I have learned so much from your journey, from sharing with us personally. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Lami, for what you have done for me and what you will still do. Thank you so much. All right, guys, I know you people have been quiet for so long. Let's play a game. Let us play a game and see this game. Our coach is here. Please introduce our coach to us. Let us know our coach.
Everybody scream coach!
Coach is here. Woo. Woo.
Our coach is saying hello.
Hi,
Okay.
Coach. Hi.
Coach Lacarot.
Does our coach wants to say something?
No, Coach Lacarot.
All right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, Olamide. Nice to be here again. Sorry I'm late. I had some other things I was involved in. Olamide fully understands. So, but I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I still met you guys. Yeah, great work you guys are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach. Can you guys please celebrate my coach? Today is my coach's 1 week anniversary, 1 week wedding anniversary. This time last week we were celebrating my coach. So I mean, a man he left the moon to come here. I mean, such a privilege. He came down from. Thank you so much.
Coach, we're so glad to have you here.
Please,
so
can I be part of this game? Can I be in this game too?
Let me say it, never. 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 Okay, who is ready for our games? Let me see. I want to see the energy. If there is no energy, I am taking my game and I'm taking my gifts with me. Who is ready for our game? Okay, who? So you have to pay attention as I read the questions, and whoever gives the answer first will be getting. Madam Kemi, do you want to say something?
Oh, I'm actually doing on my mom's computer. It's actually not my mom.
Okay.
That's Jeremy. That's Joshua.
Wow. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, so let us go. The first question. I know this one is very cheap. What is the largest desert in the world? What is the largest desert in the world? Who is giving me my answer? Please type in the comments so I know who gives it first. Please type in the comments. What is the largest desert in the world? Okay.
You know that teacher in your secondary school you didn't like. That's the vibes Melody is giving. Classwork is always easy, but then we go into the exam hall like you just like giving us strange things. Why? Because I said I want to be part of this game. You don't want me to win. Why? Well, I'm not answering. The question is in French. I'm only here to answer French questions. It's not like I don't know it.
I've answered.
Okay.
Oh, we have answers in the comment section.
Okay, we have Bob say Sahara, but I don't know, Bob, you seem like you're not sure.
Yeah, a lot of answers. Is that the only?
I was so sure.
So what is the question we're doing at the back? Tori, I don't understand.
I chose my answer already, and I know it's correct.
Okay, Shay for me. So the whole thing is that it has to. Okay, that's fine. But the whole thing is the first person who gives the answer. Who gives the first person to give the answer and the first one to give the correct answer gets it. So from the comments here, we have Bob. Bob actually gives the right answer. Thank you, Baby Wonko. Antarctica is not correct. Oluwafemi, thank you so much. So we're going to give you your airtime. Do give a chat
Bob,
to.
you just won the sum of $5 million worth of airtime. Yay!
Yay! So
give my prize to Shay.
She is in Canada. I would have given it to Shay, but she is in Canada.
He's in Canada, actually. So that's fine. Shelly, thank you so much for your contribution. But the questions have not ended, okay? So don't give up quickly. So do well to reach out to Miss Lamy so that she can send you your
Nonsense says
airtime.
Bob asked question. No, please don't put any question mark behind it again. But we understand it was a typo. Bob, they are dragging you. Okay, so
Okay. Okay, so what planet is known as the red planet? What planet is known as the red planet? We have 10 seconds. Please, no cheating. Remember that where you are. Drop your answers in the box.
What did
Drop
you
your
say?
answer. The question is, what planet is known as the red planet?
All right, sir.
Man, we have intelligent people here. You need to see the way the answers are just tripping.
I know, right? I know, right? So the first person who gave the answer is Baby Wonko. And you answered Mars. So Baby Wonko, congratulations. Thank
Baby's
you
gonna
so
get her
much.
airtime now.
So what I will do is I will drop the questions in the comments and also drop it. Okay, so who is ready for my next question? Who is
I
ready
am.
for
I'm
my
ready.
next question? Okay, perfect. Now, what country is currently hosting the Olympic Games? Okay, what country? What country? Wow, you people are not even letting me to drop the question. You people are already Mr. Femi, I'm not gonna give you because you are a guy. I'm not gonna give you. I'm not gonna give you. So Auntie Splendor, should I give you?
Well, the question says country, and Paris is not a country.
Oh, she said Paris. Okay.
Everyone's saying Paris.
Who? Okay, so I said country, not.
Country.
I intentionally did that because I know everybody will literally say Paris. So let us know the country. Okay, who am I going to give this? I mean, Miss Lamy, please help me here because I'm kind of in a fix. I don't want to give Coach Femi because I'm me or Gawan. So who are we giving?
So leaders do not deserve to win. Mr. Femi, at this point, I think you should be sorry that you are a leader.
Oh God.
Okay, baby is after Coach Femi. Baby says she's after Coach Femi. But baby, you gave us Paris, baby. Gave us Paris. Vendor gave us Paris. And what I have here, the next person is Mr. Olumide. Mr. Olumide, you two, you're a leader. Leave it for the younger ones.
So
okay,
do we go for
good joke? So we have Miss Yewan, Mrs. Ajiboye Yewande, who says France. Bob says France. Mrs. Painter Magic says France. Moso also says Paris. Fermi says France. Olumide got it. Olumide is next. Olumide, should we give it to you or give it to Olumide? You're a leader.
Madam
Do you want? You see,
Let's
the
give it to
narrative melody is spreading is that leaders don't deserve accolades.
Absolutely no, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. No. Okay, so
our winners.
all right, so we're giving it to
Yewande has it.
Thank you so much. Okay, so finally, this is the last question. Are you guys ready? Let me see your reactions. Are you ready for the last question? Are you ready? Okay. Let's go. What currency is used in Japan? The first answer. What? Oh, wow. Mr. Femi.
See why he's my coach? Coach for a reason. He's too intelligent.
A coach.
I mean, look at the people we have here.
Reason.
A coach for a reason. Man, you people are intelligent. Baby, you're intelligent. Blender, you're intelligent. Man, how do you get all this? Man, I think at this point we have intellectuals in this room. Only intellectuals.
Periods. So who are we giving this? Because it's Mr. Femi that answered first again. So I guess we might as well just
please let the
give
leader
it
have
to
it.
him.
Let's give it to Mr. Clem.
Let's have a leader. Let's have a leader have it. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. All right. So quickly, we are going to our next in agenda. Please give us a minute so that we can have that sorted out immediately.
I've shared the link to the program a few times. I can share again if you do not have access to it yet. I can post I can post it again. Let me just post the link now. If you've not gotten it, I'll post it in the chat so you can look through the program. We will be wrapping up. We have one more key speaker. Okay, it's in the chat. Okay. All right.
Okay, so quickly, let us invite our speaker. I mean, I am really waiting to, get to hear from our speaker, and that is none other than the amazing Mrs. Bolaji Bolu David. And before she comes up, I will quickly read her bio. Bolaji Bolu David is the director of Edley's Professional Hub, an institution which offers ESL, English as a Second Language, programs to students who desire to learn or improve their English language skills for personal or professional reasons. Having completed a Bachelor of Arts degree in English from the prestigious Obafemi Awolowo University, Bolaji founded Say It Right with Bolaji in the year 2020, which has grown to become one of the go-to online platforms for non-native speakers of English to improve their English skills. Not only is Bolaji goal-oriented, she's also growth-oriented as she's always open to learn, embrace new challenges, focus on self-improvement, and develop and enhance her knowledge, skills, and experience. Okay, you can connect with her on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok at Say It Right with Bolaji. On Twitter is Say It Right with B. So without further ado, please drop your reactions as we welcome Bolaji Bolu David. Let us go. Thank you. Over to you, Mrs. Bolaji.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Lami. Thank you so much for having me. Hello.
We cannot see your
thank you all
beautiful
so
face.
much. This is such a warm welcome, and I am so thankful. Thank you, Olamide, for having me. I really appreciate it. And
We
thank
can't
you,
see
everybody,
you.
for coming.
Can you turn the camera? Okay, we can see
Yes,
you now.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Yes, we can hear you and see you now.
All right, beautiful. Okay, so it's so great to be here. I really appreciate this opportunity. Thank you, Olamide, and thank you, everybody. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the importance of proper pronunciation. So let us talk about some, pronunciation errors. I think we should start with that. Olamide, what do you think?
Please go ahead.
Okay, so I know that a lot of times when people hear pronunciation, something comes to mind. And I think for some people, what comes to mind is they are trying to change our accent. They don't want me to sound Nigerian anymore. Okay, no, that isn't what it is, sincerely. When it comes to pronunciation, and when we talk about improving your pronunciation, it's not always about, oh, they're trying to change my accent. whenever I make my videos and post on Instagram and Facebook, I have some people leaving, very, very angry comments in my comment section. And they would say things like, do you even know how to speak your mother tongue? Your name is Bolaji. Do you know Yoruba? And in my mind, I'm like, what are you guys talking about? I am Yoruba. I can speak my language. And I think a lot of times people think that because you focus on a particular language, then you're not familiar with any other language. No, that is not what it is. And when we're saying, oh, improve your pronunciation, we're not saying change yourself or change your accent. We're not saying do not be Nigerian. You can speak fluently. You can speak English fluently without sounding not Nigerian. You can sound Nigerian and also sound fluent. So it's not all about you're trying to change my accent, they don't want me to sound Nigerian anymore. No, please, that is not what it is. So one of the things that proper pronunciation helps you with is confidence. It really boosts your confidence. You want to communicate with people, or you are meeting with a new set of people. You want to be able to communicate with them without, thinking about, okay, how am I going to pronounce this word? It's not when you want to, meet with people that you start to improve your pronunciation. It is a process. It is a journey. Whenever it comes to any language at all, it's always going to be a journey, a learning journey. So for me, I've not gotten there yet. Whenever it comes to language, as I said, it's always going to be a journey. So you need proper pronunciation so that you will be able to communicate as smoothly as possible, as clearly as possible. But you also want to be confident, very confident while you're doing that. Okay, so let me talk about some mispronunciations. A lot of times, we have these factors in, Nigeria. I think for those of us, that are Yoruba, I think I've also found it amongst, Igbo people as well. It is the age factor. And I don't even think it's just us. I think French people do have it too. Olamide, what do you think? The age factor.
Slightly, but not as pronounced.
Oh, really? So I once had two students who were from Cameroon, and they had this problem with the age factor because they were like, okay, in French, H is usually not as pronounced as it is, in English. So when it comes to English, yes, there are certain words where you find H and the H is pronounced. There are some words where you find H and it is not pronounced. But, my people, we will pronounce the H where the H is not pronounced. And in fact, where there is no H at all. For example, egg. I want to fry egg. No, please, it is egg. And it is very important, that you are able to pronounce your words as clearly and correctly as possible. As I said, nobody's trying to change your accent. You can speak without changing your accent. Because when it comes to accent is a distinctive manner of pronouncing your words. But pronunciation, when we talk about pronunciation, we're just talking about, okay, what do you find in the dictionary? That is really what, the pronunciation is about. I go into the dictionary and I find this word. We call it appreciate. I'm going to, type it in the comments, or maybe somebody can help me with that. So yeah, we pronounce it as appreciate, but actually it is pronounced as appreciate. I know that a lot of people may not have any communication challenges until they leave the country, and I think that is what happens to a lot of people. And one of the comments that I saw under one of my videos one time was that I'm never leaving Nigeria, so leave my pronunciation as it is. And I'm like, okay, but how about Nigerians? Do we not deserve to be able to hear you as smoothly and as clearly as possible? Because what pronunciation is all about is to help facilitate your communication. So if you go into a store, let's say outside the country, oh yeah, this is a French loan word. It's, yeah, a French word, but it was borrowed into English. And that word is croissant. So Americans pronounce it as croissant, croissant. But Nigerians pronounce it as croissant. And,
True.
okay,
True.
you
Yes.
said?
Very true.
Very true, right?
They call it
So
true.
Nigerians pronounce it as,
Every other-
sorry, I can hear you. I can hear you.
No, go ahead. I was just
Okay.
confirming.
Oh, yes. So Nigerians pronounce it as croissant, and that's not the pronunciation. It is not the pronunciation. And I know that a lot of people are like, oh, but why is it really important that we pronounce the words clearly? When it comes to your own language, why is it important that I call you Olamide and not Olamide? That is not your name. If you look at me and you pronounce my name as Bolaji, and I have some people pronounce it like that, but of course, I can maybe pardon them or try to teach them how to pronounce my name correctly, because I know, okay, they're not Nigerian. Yeah, maybe I can give them a pass, but not every time. There is usually going to be a limit to which you can keep mispronouncing my name. And I think it is that way for every language. It is very important that we're able to pronounce words as they are used by the native speakers of that language. So if I'm going to learn French, for example, I want to learn, I'm not going to say ballet. No, that is not the pronunciation. It is ballet or ballet, it depends on, whether it's American English pronunciation or British English pronunciation. But even at that, when this word was borrowed into English, English people intentionally maintained the original French pronunciation. And it is important because every language is unique in its own way. So if I look at Yoruba now and somebody is saying, okay, yeah, let me talk about the fact that, if you have, when it comes to Yoruba uses amion, that's tonal marks. So we have tonal marks, you could also call it accent. So if you have a word like oko, that is rere, that is Yoruba, right? You can also have oko. Oko is not oko. So if somebody, comes to me and says, Balaji, where bawo loko, that is car. How is your car? That is not, how is your husband? So there's a difference between oko and oko. And we must, bear that in mind every single time. When it comes to Yoruba, you have to keep switching the tonal marks so that you're pronouncing the words correctly. Why don't we treat English that way too? And I think the excuse for a lot of people is, it's not my native language. Okay, that is understandable. But what are you doing to better your pronunciation? Are you intentional about it, or you're just, letting it go? Like, oh no, it's not my native language. How are you, how do you feel when another person is learning your language or using your language and they are not even making any effort to pronounce your words correctly? I don't think you feel, I don't think I feel good with that, but maybe it's not about how we feel. It's about pronunciation and communication. We want to be able to communicate clearly. Hello, sir. It's so good to see you. So it's all about, yes.
I didn't just turn it on. I've been around. I'm sorry.
Oh, beautiful. That's good. Great to have you. So it's all about, communication. I want to be able to communicate clearly. One of my students was telling me about how he went to a store and he wanted to get grilled chicken. And he said, grilled chicken. And I was like, no, it's not chicken. It's not a sh sound. I know a lot of Yoruba people have that sh and ch factor. And these are, mother tongue interference. It's mother tongue interference. And you need to pay attention to them if you're going to pronounce your words clearly. And he said the man that was attending to him was just like, sorry, can you come again? Pardon? And he was like, chicken. And the man was like, oh, you mean grilled chicken? And he was like, yes, that. A lot of times, he said that there are other times when he goes there and he's not able to get his order because he couldn't pronounce the word correctly. And that is a challenge. You don't want to be in, a place where you want to pronounce a word, you want to get something, and the other person, the person you're communicating with, doesn't understand what you're saying. You don't want to be that person.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
If you have not found yourself in this, if you've not had this kind of experience before, you'll think, oh, please.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you my own experience. When I was in Ivory Coast, I had to teach foreigners. I had to teach people from Kenya. I had to teach someone from Scotland. And I promise you, he was not trying to shame me because I am Black or because I am African.
Right.
I was pronouncing my words and he honestly could not understand what I was saying. And sometimes he would go, oh, and I promise you, he was not trying to shame me. He just couldn't understand what I was saying. And have you ever been in that situation where you pronounce a word and the person says, oh, you mean this? Oh, you mean that? Then just maybe you will begin to see the importance of being able to pronounce your words clearly. And as Bolaji has said, you're not trying to lose yourself. You're not trying to change your accent. You're simply learning to pronounce your words correctly. Thank you very much. I just wanted to chip that in. You can continue.
Thank you so much for chipping that in. So you find a lot of other words like I think one thing that I actually have to mention about Nigeria, I studied in Obafemi Awolowo University for 4 years, and I'm going to tell you, as much as it was a good run, I will not lie that it was until after school that I learned the correct pronunciation of many words. And one of the avenues via which I do that is watching movies. A lot of times I learn, oh yeah, this is the pronunciation. Oh, so that word is canoe, not canoe. Hey, wow. So that word is expatiate, not expatiate. That word is fluctuate, not fluctuate. It is fluctuating. The network is fluctuating. No, please. It is fluctuate. It is fluctuating, not it is fluctuating. And a lot of other mispronunciations that we just really embrace in Nigeria. And I think that at this point in time, it is really important. And I'm really glad that we now have a lot of coaches online who are paying attention to this, helping people pronounce words correctly. Oh, it's not pronunciation, it is pronunciation. It is not, so many, it's not exchange, it is exchange. It is not expect or practice. No, it is expect. It is practice. There are many words like that. Like in Nigeria, we pronounce the word, this bank now, access bank. And that word actually has...
going to access bank.
I am going to access bank. That word has double C. I understand that there are many words that have double C in them, and maybe they do not have a K sound. But this word has a K. You have to pronounce the K. It's not practice. It is practice. It is not access. It is access. It is not accessory. No. No. That breaks my heart. It is accessory. Accessory. You have to pronounce the sound. It's not accent. It is accent. You have to pronounce your words correctly. You have to just pay attention to this. And I understand that, when you're in Nigeria, this may not be a challenge. And I'm going to tell you the truth. While you're here in this country, it may not be a challenge. And when you make attempts to pronounce words correctly, like I made a video last year, it was on the word orchid. And a lot of people in Lagos, they were commenting and they were like, what do you mean by orchid? Who is going? I'm going to Orchid
Road. Orchid Road. Have you been to Orchid Road?
Nobody is going to hear that one. Which are you saying, Bolaji? And I'm like, that is the pronunciation. And I think that the same way that we pay attention to our own language, we should do that to any other language it is we're learning. And I understand that some other people will say, but English is the language of colonialism, the language of slavery. I understand, our history, but it's not just us that, have to use English in the world. English is a global language. Let us, there are so many things I want to say right now, but I'm, really cautioning myself. Let me just say this. When it comes to languages, especially the English language. English language right now in Nigeria, it is the language of administration, the language of government, the language of, education. Now, a lot of Nigerians have been fighting for, let them take IELTS away. We cannot be writing IELTS as Nigerians. Is Nigeria not an English-speaking country? I understand that it is, but you are the same person saying you don't want to write IELTS, but you are the same person pronouncing the word pronunciation as pronunciation. And you think that IELTS is not important. It is. I'm sorry, it is. Because it's until we want to leave the country that we now start to think, I think I should learn this thing. Or when you now go out of the country and you're now having, these barriers in communication. You can't pronounce words correctly. You're not pronouncing words correctly. And everybody's like, oh, sorry. Can you come again? Sorry, I didn't get that. I don't think it's until you leave the country that you should actually start paying attention to proper pronunciation. And yes, I was talking to Olamide about this the other day. I was saying that when it comes to pronunciation, context is important. Where are you? Who are you communicating with? Who is this person? Is this person going to understand what you're saying? It is very important. For example, let me share one story. There was a day that I was telling my mom I needed her to help me get my towel. And I said, Mommy, please, can you help me get my towel? And she froze for a second. I was wondering what is going on. Mommy, I said towel. And she was like, Bolaji, can you? I was like, oh, sorry, Mommy, towel. And she was like, she didn't know that was what I was saying. Like towel, like what? I was like, no, it's not towel. It's actually towel. And she learned, of course, my mom learned how to pronounce that word correctly. And, there was another word I was talking to her about. That's EWE, the female lamb, like a female lamb. So that's you. Ewe. And my mom, she called me up and she was like, well, this word is you. I didn't know it was you. I just saw your YouTube video. And I was like, yeah, I'm so blessed personally that I have my parents. And they never made me feel like, oh no, that is not welcome here. Do not pronounce that word that way. Pronounce it the way that everybody here can understand. No, my dad had been calling me professor since I entered, OAU in part 1. And he was already saying, Professor Ilewa. And I think it's usually very nice when you have people around you that can encourage you to pronounce your words correctly. For people like my parents really, they never made me feel like they won't go for you drop it, Joe. What's that? Pronounce this word, sachet. No. Yeah, support is great. My dad was like, no, my dad learned from me and he was like, no, that is sachet, right? And I was like, yeah, Daddy, you're right. I was like, oh, good. And my dad would say, sign up for course. And I think it's very beautiful when you have that support system and you don't have people around you constantly shunning you and saying, no, that's not, pronounce it the way everybody's pronouncing it. No. The correct pronunciation is the way everybody should pronounce it. And it is important that you do not let people, force you or make you feel bad about yourself for pronouncing words correctly. No, when anybody has to say, or let's say, okay, I think I should talk about this. When it comes to Yoruba and English, there are some, similarities that you find in both languages. But then when it comes to some places, you start to see that, okay, no, these languages are not alike. For example, I was talking about the age factor the other time. A lot of, when it comes to Yoruba language, we usually do not pay attention to pronouncing our age. And this, just interfered. We just transferred this feature into English. And then when you don't even have to pronounce H, as I said, with egg the other time, and he had something like that, my head. No, it's not my head. It is my head. There is H there. Pronounce the H. So even when you've learned your first language, and I know that a lot of times we do not have control of we don't have control over how much influence our first language has on us. But in the long run, you are responsible for your own learning. you are, and that is it, period. Nobody is going to take responsibility for, how many other languages you learn, or even how you pronounce your words, or how you communicate. Communication skills are very important. When it comes to the IELTS, IELTS will test your 4 language skills: your listening skills, your reading skills, your speaking skills, and your writing skills. And I know that for a lot of people, they feel like, oh yeah, once I've gotten the grammar, I'm good. I'm good to go. I'm not going to say she have come. I'm going to say she has come. Yeah, that is good. But do you even know how to pronounce has? Do you know it's has and not as? She has come. No, that is not the pronunciation. And all of this will really go a long way in helping you communicate better, not just, outside the country, but even in the country. And I was going to talk about context the other time. When it comes to certain people, you may want to give them the grace and pronounce the words in the way that they would understand, because at the end of the day, it's all about communication. The person you're talking to, do they understand what you're saying? And they, understand you. And that is usually, I think that is the most important part of communication. Communicating, really, communicating, that is it. So you're speaking and the other person understands, and then communication has, occurred. And that is very important. So if I go to the market, I may not say sachet, I may say sachet, because this is a market woman. She's, she doesn't care about my whatever, my degree or whatever it is that I know. So it is important that you may be able to switch whenever the context, requires you to do that. So I hope with all these points of mine, we've been able to learn.
Convince us, not confuse.
Yes, convince you and not to confuse you that, correct pronunciation, correct enunciation is very important. You don't want to be that person in a staff meeting saying staffs when you should not be saying staffs. You don't want to be that person in a meeting saying covenant when you're supposed to say covenant. No, for real. You don't want to be that person saying, let us record it when you're supposed to say, let us record it. It is important. Those, little differences in stress, differences in, a switch from A to E, it's very important. It goes a long way. And it's the same thing. I will keep mentioning, Yoruba, the fact that, my language, when it comes to Oko and Oko, they are different. The same thing for English. When you want to say sit, it's different from seat. They are different. But Nigerians will pronounce both of them the same way. Sit on the seat. No.
Can I come in, please?
Yes, please. Yes.
Right. First of all, let me apologize, for joining late. I'm in California, and it was like very early in the morning. Actually, I also slept late. I was doing some writing yesterday, so well, you've said quite a lot, and very, very informative, more or less. But my question is this: fundamentally, what is the purpose of language? We have to have that in perspective. Language is essentially a means of communication, facilitating communication. All right. And that implies having, ability, having like a pathway to convey information from one person to the other. And by the way, my name is Ubiwe Erie. I'm a lawyer and I'm also an author. And I've written on language and the impact of language on development in general. Where is the host?
Oh, she's still here. She's here.
Okay, I can't see her. All right. So basically, I think we have to have that understanding. Fundamentally, language, whether it's English, Yoruba, French, or Igbo, it's just essentially, fundamentally, to convey information. To facilitate communication. Primarily. whether it's Yoruba, it doesn't really matter. So what I see, which is understandable too, is because of our history, like you rightly said, we are in a situation where we are made to properly pronounce the English word and the French words, both the grammar, the grammar, the syntax, and all that.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter, the truth is that they don't pronounce ours properly, and they don't even care. They never pronounce our name right. Not to talk about even the expressions.
They call me Olamide. They call me Olamide.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Olamide.
Yeah.
Olamide. Yes, even my French colleagues, when I'm in meetings with French people, bonjour, c'est Olamide. Yeah.
Right. Right. So you and I wrote a book, and even though this book I have here, I talked about even though it's more like on African legal jurisprudence, but it talks about even the impact of the lack of our using our natural languages and our underdevelopment. I mean, it's very clear, but it doesn't. It's not that clear to a lot of people because they don't see the connection. All right. You look at the very developed economies in the world, whether Europe or Asia, there are people that basically, communicate and kind of encounter, confront their societal challenges using the language of the environment. I mean, there's no problem with learning English or French as a foreign language, but we have to de-emphasize, and I understand why maybe in gatherings there is a need to properly pronounce their name and expressions, even if they don't really care about ours, and let me say this, Africa dominated the whole world in terms of civilization, in terms of writing, architecture, and all that, and they never spoke one French or one English. And let's not forget, the French, the English, the Spaniards, they are just breakaway countries of the old Roman nation. I'm sure you know that. So it's more like the Yorubas, the Igbos, the Hausas, and the Ijaws, breaking away. Do you understand? But they realized that it was even better to develop the country that way by allowing people to use their language in their environment, to develop their environment. And they can do that. The Igbo man doesn't need the Yoruba man. The Yoruba man doesn't need the person in Ogbomosho to be taught. They don't need to basically learn how to be proper in English and expressions to build up their town. As a matter of fact, it is we that will go to those people once we see what they are doing using their own language. So what I'm saying is this: I do understand. I mean, if you're learning a foreign language as a language of as a specialty, right? So I can understand. I mean, for the purposes of this discourse,
It will come in soon because I knew that this topic was going to spark a lot of conversation about pronunciation. That was why I made Bolaji our last speaker, and we still have. I knew we're going to get here right, and we've kept people for quite a while, and we still have another video to play. I know this conversation is definitely going to continue, so maybe this conversation can continue some other time. But we appreciate your contribution, Barrister Rie. Bolaji, your session has been insightful. Thank you. I think my take home this session is the fact that you have to be context specific. Yes, you have learned to pronounce your words correctly, but when you go to the market, don't say, give me a sachet. It's communication. The person should understand you. And when the person doesn't understand, can you just come back to the person's level? It doesn't mean that you are forming, or it doesn't mean you have imposter syndrome, or you are trying to pretend, or you have multiple personalities. No, come on. So thank you very much for that insightful session. I know that, and if you look at the comment section, I've been laughing. You need to see the comment section.
I'm not seeing them.
Bullets everywhere. Bolaji is serving everybody. Everybody has been collecting. And I was laughing. Like I really just in my head to laugh. Like,
my apologies.
Yes, because you called everybody's name. And I will tell you one word I learned from Bolaji. Before, I used to say Devo. The devil before you. Well, Balaji taught us that what is devour, and I think I have gone home with that word. So thank you. I've learned to say devour right because of Say It Right with Balaji. So thank you very much for that insightful session. Can we just celebrate Balaji, and can we appreciate everyone who has stayed with us? I mean, we have stayed so long. I think we just have one or two more things and we should be out of here. I appreciate you all. I'm celebrating everyone. I mean, we've been here for an hour, 40 minutes, an hour, 30 minutes, and you all have stayed with us. Thank you so much. So much. Can we just celebrate Melody and hand it over to Melody, our anchor?
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Bolaji, and thank you, Barrister Iriye. Thank you all so much. For everyone who has stayed with us till this time, we really appreciate you. Thank you for celebrating with us. Thank you for coming with us. So quickly, let us go into our next item on our program. So I will share my screen. Kindly confirm that you can see my screen, please.
Not yet. We're waiting.
Okay, it's coming up, please. To hold. Okay, can we see my screen?
Yeah, our impact.
Yes, our impact stories.
Yes, so just make it full screen. Make it full screen first.
And we also
make it full screen.
Can we also
Yes, we can.
It is full screen now.
Thank you.
Okay.
Moi, je m'appelle Joshua, ou tu peux m'appeler frère ami. J'ai 9 ans. J'ai pensé que c'était difficile, mais c'était trop facile. C'est facile. Et aussi, j'ai une langue que mes parents ne comprennent pas. Donc, je peux juste parler. Vous mangez quoi pour le petit déjeuner? C'est... Moi, mais je comprends quand les autres parlent français et aussi je peux parler le français et je peux écrire en français. Je vais lui dire que tu vas penser que c'est difficile en premier, mais comme plus tard, tu vas penser que c'est trop facile.
Okay, thank you all so much. Thank you. I mean, I want to see your reactions.
We have Fermi on this call. Fermi, you want to say hi to us?
Yes, Fermi.
Fermi is our student from Canada, right? He started learning French from zero. Bonjour, Fermi, ça va?
Oui.
Bonjour. Tu vas bien? Fermi, can you hear me?
Yes.
You're laughing. How are you, Fermi?
I'm fine.
What time is it there?
It's 10:57 a.m.
10:57 a.m. We're 7 hours away.
Wow. Thank you so much for joining us, Fermi.
Merci beaucoup, Fermi. Tu vas bien?
Oui.
D'accord. Tu veux pas parler, quoi? Ce n'est pas clair. Okay. Pas de problème. Thank you. Over to you, Miss Melody. I think his network is not so clear. Over to you, Miss Melody.
Oh. All right, so that is, I mean, we are doing so much, and then like we mentioned in the video, distance is no barrier. And anyone can learn a language, regardless of whether you're an adult or a child. As long as you put your heart to it, as long as you put your mind to it, you can learn that language. I'm also going to share my screen again for another video. A number of you might have seen it, but let me just share that as well. So do confirm when you can see my screen, please. You can see my screen, right?
Yes, but
Yeah,
okay,
I see.
That's fine.
We just see Frenchify.
In 2020, it was COVID year, and on this particular day, I was speaking with my
I don't know if it's
mentor, and we
possible, but I
discussed some of
cannot
the
see the
problems
video.
that were
Just
going
audio.
on during the COVID year and the restrictions.
Can everyone see the video? I can only get the audio.
I can see the video, but not the audio.
Oh, you have the video, but you don't have the sound. Okay, so just stop sharing and we'll share.
Okay, let me stop sharing and share again. Okay. All right, I'm sharing again. Okay. Oh, sorry about that.
It's still the same thing. Are you sure you're sharing the right tab?
Yes, I am. Can we all see my screen, please?
Yes, Lamide, I guess it's your network.
Oh, wow. Okay, I can see now.
I can see
Okay.
the screen.
Can we all see it?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
We can all see. Well,
okay.
I can see.
Okay.
In 2020, it was COVID year, and on this particular day, I was speaking with my mentor, and we discussed some of the problems that were going on during the COVID year and the restrictions because everyone was stuck in their homes. So I identified, he had asked me to write down some problems and the skills I had to solve any of these problems. So people were stuck in their homes and they were looking at opportunities to learn, acquire a new skill like a language from the comfort of their homes. So we decided that I was going to teach languages online, and that was how we started Lammlangue.
I didn't know that was. Hello?
Okay,
Are we all
it's
with me, please?
frozen. Melody, it's frozen.
Yes, I
It is
paused
frozen.
it because I heard someone say something.
Yes, because it was frozen. So I think maybe just start the video over again. Just play it. Don't reshare. Just play from the beginning again. Thank you.
All right, that's fine.
In 2020, it was COVID year, and on this particular day, I was speaking with my mentor, and we discussed some of the problems that were going on during the COVID year and the restrictions because everyone was stuck in their homes. So I identified, he had asked me to write down some problems and the skills I had to solve any of these problems. So people were stuck in their homes and they were looking at opportunities to learn, acquire a new skill like a language from the comfort of their homes. So we decided that I was going to teach languages online, and that was how we started Lammlangue. I mean, it was COVID year, and I had never really tried teaching classes remotely. And it was in COVID year that everyone was trying to settle into the idea of remote learning that existed prior to this time, right? So there was a challenge of getting people to buy into the idea or the concept of learning languages online. Even those who were interested when we started were skeptical about the efficacy of taking classes online. There were the challenges of choosing the best learning management systems that we could use to facilitate classes. There were challenges of internet connection, and just to mention a few, I would say those were some of the challenges we faced. I had a very good support system, which was my mentor. He literally helped me the whole time. We discussed problems, challenges, came up with possible solutions, and we resolved. So I will talk about my students in Canada. They were about to start schooling in Canadian school, and the mother decided to register them for classes at Lammlangue. And it was a huge risk, right? Because they had one term to pick up with French. If they didn't pick up, they were going to be sent out of the French school. So I decided to go on this project with them, and it was challenging, but we kept, adapting our teaching methodologies to suit the learning preference of these students. And trust me, we were able to do it. They were able to learn French over a period of time. They were able to acquire the desired competence. They took their exams in school, and the head of the school eventually told the mother that she was happy she took the chance with the boys. They were able to do very well and excel in their French school for a year. And trust me, it was completely remote classes.
Okay, yes. So thank you guys so much. We have the full video on our YouTube channel. So do well to check it out when you are done, when we're done here, so that you can also see our impact so far and then our plans for the future as well. Thank you guys so much. Do we take another game? Does anybody wants to win airtime? Do we take another game? Who is up for another game? Anyone? Okay, I'm seeing only Tosin. Is it only Tosin that wants to win airtime? Oh wow, nobody.
Baby has a hand
Hello.
up too. Baby Wonko has her hands up.
Okay, that's fine. That's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, since we are ready, I am also ready. Now, this is the question. Okay, I am something. The more you take away from me, the bigger I become. What am I? What am I? First, the answer. I am something. The more you take away from me, the bigger I become. What am I? Drop your questions, drop your answer rather in the chat box. Let's go, let's go, let's go. No answer? Okay, Oluwatosin says whole, okay? Well, we give it to Tosin because Tosin is correct. That is the answer. So do well to reach out to Miss Lami so that you can get your airtime. Thank you so much. And we also want to appreciate everyone who is sponsoring, because I mean, we really could not have done this alone. We had sponsors, and we are so grateful to our sponsors for making all of this possible. So Tosin, please share your number so that Miss Lami can send your airtime.
Can I say something to Tosin? I'm not sure I even have this Tosin's contact. I think you're someone who said you saw it on someone's status, right? And you joined in.
Yeah, I think so. I think, yeah.
I think we'd like to have your contact and even reach out after the program. Thank you so much.
Okay, next question. Who painted the Mona Lisa? Who painted the Mona Lisa? Let us go. Let's go. 10 seconds. Who painted the Mona Lisa? Mona Lisa is okay. Okay. We have Efiwe, the one we call in OAU. I understand Mrs. Bolaji is also from an alumnus from Obafemi Awolowo. So also am I. Permit me to brag about it. Okay, permit me. Okay, so we have Baby said Da Vinci. Mr. Femi said Leonardo da Vinci. Joshua said Leonardo da Vinci. Okay. Well, I will give it to Baby, but you did not say the full name. You should have added Leonardo da Vinci, but I will give it to Baby. Baby is out here collecting all the airtimes. The rest of you, you don't want airtime, or you who are like big bosses, Olowo, all those things, big ballers, 30 billion the account. I don't understand. What's going on? Okay, let me ask this one. The person that gets this one. I think, therefore I am. What philosopher is known for this quote? I think, therefore I am. Let's go. Okay. Okay. I suspect David is using ChatGPT. Please defend yourself. Are you using ChatGPT or not?
What's the quote again?
I said, I think, therefore I am. Who said this, or who is the philosopher known for this?
Man, we have answers in the group, man. You need to see what's going on here.
I know, I'm seeing
We're in the midst
Socrates.
of intellectuals.
I'm seeing Aristotle. Okay. All right. Anybody answering again? Okay, so it is wrong. The answer is René Descartes. René Descartes, rather. René Descartes. Yes, Sheifumi. Sheifumi is right. Yes.
You're in Canada. How do I send your airtime to Canada?
Send it with much love.
Can you tell me how to get your airtime across to you in Canada?
I know, right? I know, right? Okay, now finally, this is the last game. This is the last game. Are you ready? Let me see your emojis if you're ready. Let me see. I want to see them. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. Now this game is different from all the other ones that we've been
You need to see the comment section is on fire. I love the energy you all brought in here.
So this game is different. Now this is the rule of the game. Now I'm going to call out whatever item that I call out, and whoever gets that item and shows it to me, so you have to turn on your video so I can see you. If I call an item and you show me the item in less than 10 seconds, you get your airtime. Okay? Okay. Sheifumi is ready. Sheifumi is ready. Okay, okay. So I want someone to show me a remote control. A remote control. Sheifumi came ready. Sheifumi came ready. Okay. Someone show me a magazine or a newspaper. Magazine or newspaper. 10,
You should have that one.
9,
I'm counting
8,
on you to have that one.
7.
Sheifumi is showing us what are you showing us?
Sheifumi, what are you showing us?
It's
Mosu is showing us. Mosu.
Wow.
Mosu, Sheifumi.
Okay.
Mosu,
So
you
who
won your
showed us
airtime
first? Who showed us first?
I think Sheifumi.
Okay. So next, a piece of jewelry. A piece of jewelry. 10, 9, 8. Miss Lamy, never.
Baby got
Miss
it.
Lamy, never.
Baby showed us.
Where is baby? Amazing. Oh wow, Sheifumi as well. Sheifumi did not come to play. Sheifumi did not what? Did not come to play. Is the energy for me. Okay, next, a pair of sunglasses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Melody, you took out my glasses. I can't find mine. Myself. You took it.
Who is the winner? Who is showing us their sunglasses? Wow, baby. Baby, are you sure that we're not going to take you out of this meeting? Because it seems baby came ready. I don't understand.
Baby,
okay,
that's your third airtime.
Finally, a notebook with a spiral binding. Finally, a notebook, but it has to have a spiral binding.
That's so mean. That's unfair.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Baby. Yeah, baby. But who showed it first? Baby, why do you have
I think baby did actually.
I did it before her.
No, I think
Really? Are you sure?
Yes, I brought it up and I saw us.
All right. Thank you all so much for participating
Wow.
in this game. Miss Lami, kindly take note of our winners so we can get them their
Baby
airtime.
Moso, Shay for me, but baby Amoso will be getting their airtime. Wow.
All right. Thank you so much. So finally, I want us to take to make a toast to Lammlangue. So if you have say a bottle of water, a cup of water, a tea, juice, just have a cup with you. I have my bottle of water with me, so I'm going to take that as well. So I'm just going to give us a little time so we can just have our cup or mug or whatever it is. We're going to make a toast to Lammlangue. So let's do that right away. Please and please and please, let's do that. I would also like that we have our video on as well. Please and please and please and please. If you have your mug, please let's see your bottled water. I have my water. Okay. Shayifumi, are you ready?
What is a toast? I don't know.
Okay, we're making a toast so that we'll have our cup. So we're toasting to Lammlangue's 4 years, Lammlangue rather, Lammlangue's 4 years, and more years together, more years celebrating, more years teaching and expanding. So we're going to have that. So I need you to have a cup with you or a bottle of water. So go get that. Okay, Madam Mosun is ready. Miss Lami is ready as well. Baby is ready. Ever ready, ever baby.
Ever ready?
Are you in the military? Please.
No, but
Is it Mrs. Bolaji, is it military? Mrs. Bolaji, is it military or military?
She's out of the call.
Is it military or military? Let us
She's
know.
not. She's not in the call.
She's left the call.
She's not on the call. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. All right. So we're gonna make a toast to Lammlangue's 4 years of impacting lives, our students, our staff, our coach, our mentors, those we have met along the way, those who have been of significant help to us. And we're toasting to good health. We're toasting to prosperity.
Amen.
We're toasting to expansion.
Amen.
We're toasting to increase.
Amen.
Increase in the number of our students, increase in our staff strength, increase all around, financially, in every area, and more years together, more years celebrating. Hip, hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hooray! Hip, hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hooray! Hip, hip, hip.
Hooray!
Thank you all so much. Wow. So you can have your water or your drink. Over to Miss Lami as she gives us a vote of thanks as we also round off this wonderful event. Over to you, Miss Lami.
Wow. I think I sound like a siren right now, and I know that, but I'm so grateful, right? Remember at the beginning, I said the journey of Lammlangue is a journey of the gift of men and the gift of believing friends. And we have enjoyed it over these 4 years. And even in today's webinar, I've enjoyed the gift of men. I mean, we have been here since 4 o'clock, and this is past 6. And you all have made out time from your busy schedules to stay with us. You've participated in the game. You've come out to celebrate with us. I want to say thank you. There's someone who has been here that I need to give a very special appreciation to, Pastor Shola Hundein. Thank you so
much. Thank you so much.
Can we celebrate Pastor Shola, please? Thank you so much. Shola has been here the whole time. Can you imagine? Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for encouraging Lammlangue. Thank you for supporting us. I just saw Mrs. Kemi Shui here. That's
yes, we saw you.
Thank you for trusting Lammlangue.
I was on her account.
Okay, but I saw her. Her camera was on just now.
Congratulations, ma.
Thank you so much. I mean, Mrs. Shui she's the mom. You know that mother who is so involved in their education. This is the mommy you want. You don't just go to school and come back. You will get an education and you will be educated. She's actively involved. You can see Sheifumi is nodding his head. She's the mom. She's the mommy of the year. Please, can you all join me to celebrate Mrs. Shei from Canada?
Very much.
Pastor Shola, I appreciate your presence. Mrs. Shui, thank you for trusting Lammlangue. Thank you for being very involved in your children's education. I mean, Shei and Fermi, you guys have a trophy as a mother. She's an amazing mother. Thank you to my coach, Mr. Lacarot, who has been handling branding and yes, Shei, Mr. Lacarot. Okay, thank you. This is Sheifumi is correcting my pronunciation. He said trophy, not trophy. Thank you, Sheifumi. I really appreciate your corrections. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Barrister Ria, for joining from the US. Thank you, Coach Lacarot. I mean, you just got married last week and you left the moon to come join. Thank you for participating in the games. Thank you, Splendor. Thank you, baby, for coming with that military spirit. Joshua, for sending us your review video. Thank you, Glory. Thank you, Mayowar. You've been here the whole time. Thank you, Mr. Olumide. Thank you, Mr. Michael, my Mr. Vocabulary. And Ojone Itosin, I still would like to get your contact. Maybe you can send me an email if you're not comfortable posting it on the chat. I really appreciate your presence. Thank you for playing the games. Thank you for engaging in the chat session. I had fun. This was an amazing webinar, and thank you all for participating in the Lammlangue at 4 webinar. So sad I don't want to let you all go, but I have to let you all go. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for encouraging us. A big shout out to Miss Melody. Please, can you all just show some love to Miss Melody, our host? You have taken us on that.
Thank you.
For Ember Lights Media, she's our content strategist. You won't believe she's the big brains behind all that design, all that video editing, everything design you see. She's the one handling it now. You know, it transitioned from Mr. Olumide. Mr. Femi took us, transformed our logo, gave us a new look, and now Miss Melody is on it. It's just been an amazing team and a graceful journey for me. So I want to encourage you, if there's anything you are holding on starting up because you don't have it all figured out, I would encourage you, just start. The gift of men will show up along the way. People will support you. People will help you. Just as I have enjoyed help, I've enjoyed encouragement, I've enjoyed support. So all our sponsors, thank you so much for sponsoring Lammlangue at 4 webinar. I hope you all have a very, very, very beautiful day. Thank you, Tosin, for dropping your contacts. Melody, can you please collect our contact? Sending you all love and light. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Remember to go on YouTube and watch the full video of our Lammlangue story. I think it's something that will encourage you. And please remember to like and leave a comment. Thank you so much. You can drop your emojis. You can say your goodbye. We love you. This is the full video of the Lammlangue story. If you want to stay, I can share a little more. But if you want to leave, it's fine. We've come to the end. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us. We really appreciate you.
2020, it was COVID year, and on this particular day, I was speaking with my mentor, and we discussed some of the problems that were going on during the COVID year and the restrictions because everyone was stuck in their homes. So I identified, he had asked me to write down some problems and the skills I had to solve any of these problems. So people were stuck in their homes and they were looking at opportunities to learn, acquire a new skill like a language from the comfort of their homes. So we decided that I was going to teach languages online, and that was how we started Lammlangue.
Can we all see the video?
I mean, it was
Can we all
COVID
see the
year,
video?
And I had never really tried teaching classes
Miss Lamy.
remotely. And it was in COVID year that everyone was trying
You can't
to
see the
settle
video.
into the idea of remote.
You couldn't see it?
Yes, we can just hear the audio. Or can we
Oh
all
my.
see it?
If you can see, you can just leave a comment in the chat. So maybe it's the network.
So we're
again.
done. We're
Thank you.
just playing. If you just want to be here, like just see it. It's fine. Maybe you try and stop presenting and try and present again.
Hi, Joshua. Are you still here? So it's just us left. Oh, Joshua has left me. Oh, I want to say hi to Joshua. I've missed Joshua.